Testing. Oh. There's no subtitles to look out for. Yeah. Oh, Ooh. Hello, Deemer. Getting copy strike today, boys. GG. Yeah, today is I need to figure out what to do with this. I'm not feeling so good right now. Hello, Hana Komori. Yeah, I feel a little bit sick. I've kind of caught a cold over the weekend, but it's also kind of gone away. Right now, my stomach's just really acting up. I don't have any very strong thoughts of where I want this to go, to be honest. But looking at the this other one that I found just now, I feel like I could maybe make the shadows greener. Currently it's kind of gray. Hello, Ibukize. Ah yes, thank you, Hana Komori. Ow, ow, ow. I still have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know if you're coming to me with that question as a serious concern, or are you just making an offhand comment? I think that's a good thing. Not everyone gets to be respected and have their opinions sort of requested and desired, sought after. Yeah, I mean, from where I stand, I think you're enjoying the attention. I don't think it's a bad thing at this point. I think you're more like talking about it from like a fun kind of perspective. I think you're enjoying the attention. I think that's good. I mean, if there is a problem or you're feeling overwhelmed, it's also up to you to set the boundary. So Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, yeah. I mean, it's entirely in your hands, right? Like, how receptive you are to questions, how you respond to people. Yeah, I'm not feeling so good today. I'm feeling a little bit sick. I've kind of caught a cold over the weekends, but I forced it back. I'm quite aware of the limits and how it feels like now. The issue is that my stomach and my intestines are not feeling so good. I'm not really sure what the cause is. And I'm getting a bit of cold sweat, so it might be more than that. I'm not really sure if it's just like the cold left over. I don't know about flu. It doesn't feel that serious. It's primarily just like I got a little bit too cold when I was going to buy the groceries and stuff. Very strong winds. And I felt a little bit unwell on like Saturday night. I felt myself really heating up. Like my throat heating up. And then Sunday was okay a little bit. Monday morning, this morning I woke up, it was a little bit okay. And then I went out, I worked, and then I felt completely fine. And then was the doctor consultation? But and then when I came back, when I had my dinner, I got the usual like very much discomfort. I think it might just be the bad irregular timing. I was having a phone call with my parents that tends to drag on for a little bit longer than it probably should have every time. And as a result, I think timings got delayed by an hour and a half or so. Oh, I see. Yeah, Ibukize sounds good. Might I suggest? Might I suggest if you have questions like that, just throw it up in the front. I think it's easier for me because I need to know why you're talking about the stuff you're talking about. It's easier if there's a frame around the comments they're making. Otherwise, I would tend to just ignore things because it would just sound like, you know, like that's like nothing for me to think about. But yeah, if you want to use like a feature for something because you feel like A, B, C, D, E, that's completely fine. Also, thank you, Dube. Ow, ow, ow. Yum, yum, yum. Very painterly stuff. Is it painterly stuff? I'm just... Yeah, it is. Okay. Overwhelming amount of skill. Rendering. Comp and then colors. My god, how many colors are there here? The green and the blue and the yellow and the orange. Close on. It's all good, Ibukize. You don't have to make that much of a conscious effort. It's just like if you remember. Otherwise, it's completely fine. I think I might be a little bit more cold recently. A bit more I don't know, strict cold, distant. Maybe a combination of all of them. Probably a combination of all of them. But yeah, there's just been some other stuff that popped out, and my bandwidth got a little bit smaller. So it helps me if I just see, I just hear exactly what is required of me, and then I get it done, and then we can talk about other stuff afterwards. Ow, ow, ow. I think I know the tutorial that you're talking about, but then I thought it was a series of screenshots today, I think. Did they have like they keyed ever release like a video thing? Actually, maybe they did because they do stream a lot of stuff, don't they? Oh, Oh, I was looking for this page. Oh my god, I'm so out of it today. Oh, this is the one you're talking about? I thought it was interesting that they started from 2D instead of from 3D. Because it seemed like a lot of effort to... If I remember the tutorial correctly, that is. I remember the tutorial was like a 2D image and then they slowly sort of pull out the individual layers. Is it just me, or does anyone else feel the insane urge to tilt this tilt this sideways so that you can look at it without having to tilt your head? I have an insane desire to do this. I cannot see anything when it's not straight, I feel like. It's just a me problem. Yeah. Clockwise. Is this the same clock, by the way? It looks very similar, I feel like. Is the music too loud? Also, I can't tell. Holy shit. It was kind of loud, huh? I think. Same as Keith's original, I think. Like, I vaguely remember the clock looking very similar. Like the one in Keith's tutorial. Like this. Was it one of these ones? I guess it's not. Like maybe... I don't know how to This is a very interesting sentence, but I don't know why. I don't know how to dissect this. It's like, father, you are my mother, but but like each of these terms are kind of associated with their own sort of, not really expletives, but not necessarily expletives, but more of just expressions that you would just say when you're like in shock and in awe. And this guy managed to merge like two of them together, I feel like. Or something. But it's okay, I can't explain it well, so... Yeah, this is something different. Anyways, I think I'm getting caught up on the wrong thing here. Yeah, but Keith's execution is so clean though. This doesn't even look like it's painted. Yeah, all the materials look really insane. I think that's probably what's holding, like, giving me this vibe here. Yeah, it looks like it's rendered. But I guess given like their affinity for rendering metals and trumpets and stuff, yeah, not really that surprising that they could do this, because this is also very, very tight, right? Also very, very sideways. And now looking at Keith again. Come on. But yeah, this rendering looks insane, but I have seen his videos too, so this is definitely hand rendered. So, oops. Interesting. Alright, what else we got from Mr. Guy? The meme's author's watermark is in part 3. Meme? Is this a meme post? Other than shit, what's his name? I forgot what his name is supposed to be. The Green Goblin guy. Wait, I don't know if this is not related, but like this meme came from that one Green Goblin guy looking up, right? Apparently he has like, such a big... Oh yeah, William Dafoe. William Dafoe. Apparently his dick is like so big that there was like a scene that in a movie or like a set or something that he was trying to... He was acting for. And his was so big that they had to get a body double. Because it's a new scene, right? And everyone can see it. And even though that's not really the point, the problem is that apparently it's so big that if he was the one that was playing it, everyone would just be talking about his dick instead of the actual movie. So they had to get a body double for him. Which is like one of the saddest roles as a body double, I suppose, but... That was interesting. I never... Anyways, like... I also never looked at pictures, so I don't know if I'm spreading misinformation, but apparently it's like a big thing. Events are if I create a new role for me and give permission to create events. Yeah, for sure. If you like it, I can do it now. Actually, I can just assign you the roles. I don't think it'd be hard. Sorry, I kind of forgot about it. I didn't register as a... Wait a second. Why did I not see your name in the chat? Logs on the side. Am I blind? Unless perhaps you're not online. But let me just search. No worries. I guess this doesn't really work unless I do it like this. Oh man, very low energy today. I think I might have pushed myself a bit too hard today. It's because wait, what? Am I tripping? Is your name not Ibukize in the server? Am I crazy? How come I can't even use the search function correctly? Am I tripping? Oh. Wait, no, but what's your tag? Okay, never mind. Let's deal with that later. Let me see. How do I assign you the role? Sorry, thank you, Ibukize. I've given you the event role. You should be able to assign events, I think, if you want. Yeah, Walnut's legacy is still sitting here. No, we have an event role because I made one for Walnut to do his workshop in the past. You should be able to do something with the events now. I think I've given you the correct role. We don't have to have that many for me to mess up. Yeah, you should be able to do it. Yes, sorry, Ibukize. Thank you. Indeed. Anyways, Dubé, thank you for this recommendation. I kind of like what I see, but also not like it at the same time. I'm kind of confused about the colors, I think. It's very impressive, the amount of colors that's in here. But there's like, I think the colors, the specific colors that are being used is somewhat disagreeable. I'm not really sure why though. Might just be how saturated everything is. There's like very saturated blue and very saturated orange. They have equal amounts basically almost. And then it transits into the yellow, which is also kind of saturated. And then there's this like weird gray here too, and like kind of blue. It just feels very... I think like it harkens back to like what I was talking to Mia about, right? About like whether if you're using the color board as like the reference for color, it's like just like a purely of a vibe thing, right? So if I see like enough blue and yellow, then I just absolutely want blue and yellow on my canvas, regardless of the material, regardless of if it's gonna look a little bit weird, then maybe this might be how it kind of ends up, where there's like some more disagreeable parts. But at least overall, when you zoom out and you look at it, it's like, yeah, it's yellow and blue, you know? might give off the same vibe. No, I don't know. But after the whole discussion with me, I feel like it's more preferable to do something more realistic. I think it fits me a lot more. I think I mentioned that last Friday too. We might ignore a little bit of it, but then a lot of rendering, a lot of shapes, a lot of textures. Edges are kind of well defined, but then at the same time they feel a little fuzzy, likely because of the brushes. It's not as clean and crisp as like Ask, per se. And then everything else is I see. I'm kind of confused actually. Why is the UI in Mandarin, but the language subtitle here is in English? Why would there be a discrepancy? If you change the language to English, would you not just get English everything, or like the other way around too? Because this subtitle here feels so out of place. It must have been added on afterwards. Wow, 18. Anyways, thank you, Dubé. I'm dragging on a bit because I don't know what to do number 1 and number 2. Let me see. Everything looks fine so far. I'm asking for the call for the main. I'm trying to think how I want to approach this because we're at kind of like a local maxima kind of vibe where I'm probably gonna have to ruin it first before we can go somewhere else. So I'm wondering if I should maybe save a copy of this, but I don't know how much RAM and how much memory and stuff like that we're using. I'm just kind of worried that it might cause some issues down the line and we won't be able to go back if the file gets... Okay, what am I talking about? Right, so if I duplicate the layers, I might end up using more space, but I think I have to do it. A new layers actually would work too, but let's just do a duplicate. Shouldn't be that bad. It's not the worst I've ever done. Then I'm gonna delete the layers I'm not using. Sorry, what happened? Oh shit. Is this also a dupe? Is this inside? It is. What is this again? Oh, was that a previous dupe? Okay, I'm kind of confused. But I don't think I need any of these now. Okay. Oh, hello, Uni. I'm attempting to add more colors, I think. I don't really know what I want. I might just have to leave it like half done. Right here. Ow, ow, ow. It has to get really dark for this to work, I think. Yeah, but this is itself really dark. Why would it be that dark, right? Why would it be like this? I don't know. Come on. Where did my nose water come from all of a sudden? My god. might abandon this halfway, I think. Not like abandon as in like completely done with it. If this gets too like question marky, I'm just gonna go draw something else that's a bit more relaxing, I think. So actually, wait, hang on, let me think. I believe because I was like trying to compile some information last year, December. And then since then till now, I've also kind of looked at the information a few times about the sort of idea for going about art, tackling art by yourself. How it feels to kind of get stuck, why you kind of get stuck, how you kind of push through that barrier. Kind of see if it applies here, because I'm basically at that sort of weird zone where I'm like, I don't like where I am, but I don't really know what else to do. Whatever I try doesn't really seem to look right anyways. It could be that I'm evaluating too early, but I also don't know what too early specifically means in this context. Maybe I need to propagate the colors to more places. Maybe that's what I need to do. Or maybe it just doesn't work. Like, I don't know what the difference is. And the idea that I had for tackling that would be just to kind of do more studies, like do actual studies instead of trying to come up with original ideas. Do studies that's relevant. And then after that, you kind of get an idea of more things to play with. Like, let's say that right now all I'm trying to do is just maybe put some colors in between the transitions, or maybe trying to lighten some stuff, add some more green here maybe. But this looks really out of place right now, and probably because of how blue it is. I could do it still. I just need to transit the colors through the characters more, so that corner is more yellow on that side and this corner is more darker blue and green. Could work. But yeah, anyways, what would make sense here? Maybe if I studied the original, it would have, what would I have found out though? I guess I'll find out the specific greens and blues that they're using, as well as the yellows and oranges. Yeah, me making videos for that actually probably wouldn't be a thing. Just outright, I think, because I don't foresee any time to do that, and I kind of just removed my Adobe membership for now, so I don't have to keep paying them dollar bills for nothing essentially, because I'm not using it. The cancellation process is surprisingly smooth, because every time I remember, they would make you do a bunch of stupid stuff. And also, they have this idea of like an annual plan, which means that like even when you want to cancel it, you kind of have to pay the rest of your year, like the year that you have left over that you haven't paid. That was what happened to me last time, but this time it didn't happen. And I don't know if it's because they changed their policy or it's because I didn't select the annual plan. It says annual plan, but paid monthly, which is what I had last time too, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know what changed, but it's a good change. I'm not losing dollar bills for no reason. Because last time I had to cancel, I had to pay the remaining. I had to pay like half of the remaining or something. Yeah, like cause I'm canceling, so I'm not using it anymore. I won't be able to use it anymore, but I have to pay the extra dollars for the months that I have yet to use. I mean, I get that I agreed for like a small discount, you know, when I selected the monthly plan before. So I suppose, you know, they're kind of entitled to a little bit of the money because they're like, oh, we only gave you the discount because you promised to pay more. Sure, why not? But anyways, didn't happen this time, so. Yeah. What else is there? Oh yeah, by the way, Uni, I was just wondering, because I saw your message about the chemo, and I was wondering, right, if we do have like a stuff like a weekly thing, or we just have like a bot that kind of monitors people. Like for example, like you can do, let's say we have a command that says !submit, right? You can use the command and submit a picture that you have drawn, and the bot kind of just keeps track of, you know, how many consecutive days you've done it. Would that be good? Because I'm wondering if because if something like that suffices, that wouldn't take too long to set up. That would be pretty easy to set up. There wouldn't be any policing in the sense that no one's really there to hold you super duper accountable. Like you wouldn't really necessarily get kicked out of anything if you don't do it. You wouldn't necessarily even get flagged by the bot if you just put an empty picture, right? Stuff like that. But so, because I think the part of the value of chemo is having someone keep you accountable, someone who's actually there and looking at all your stuff and being like, yeah, this is not really good enough quality, go, so you're out, kind of vibe. Yeah, it wouldn't be the same, right? The only thing I can think of then would be to have someone else do the sort of policing, someone else doing the accountability thing, right? I could give them commands from the bot. So the bot would have the actual permission and rights, but they would be the only one who's able to use the command on the bots, and then the bots will just like kick people out of a channel on their behalf. That could be something that is doable. But like yeah, the monitoring part I absolutely cannot do. The other things I was kind of already in the works of trying to set up the weekly thing. I don't really dare to turn it live. I have the code, but I didn't want to do it because I'm very afraid of it breaking down. There's a good chance it will break down. And yeah, the downside of having like a live service bot currently is already active, right? So if I screw things up, there's a pain in the ass to fix on the fly, so I didn't turn it on yet, but yeah. So it could be like a sort of thing where people can do !submit, where they submit their own thing. They can do it anytime. They can do it for anything. They can draw anything they want. It could be as simple as complicated as they want it to be. But the only thing that's keeping them in track is their own integrity, which I assume, honestly, like if people kind of want something like that, they probably don't want to rely on their own integrity and discipline. It is part of the appeal of the plan. But then again, you know, it is an option there. We could also maybe even have like a bot that have the bot sort of give another command, right? It's like, hey, how many days, consecutive days do you want to commit to this? They can set that up and then be like, okay, now you're accountable for the next 10 days, 30 days. And then if you miss a !submit, I don't know, maybe it will shame you in front of the server. Send an announcement, this guy failed his streak. It could be a good enough motivator by itself. And then on the other hand, we also have like, I also plan to bring in the what's that called, the weekly and monthly things. The only thing I'm worried about is the current state of the bot, because it is very spaghetti code. It is unbelievably spaghetti right now, because yeah, the code structure really doesn't support extensions to the code, I mean, like, and stuff like that. It's pretty bad. So kind of afraid of bringing it live, but yeah. So the weeklies and the monthly is one thing. The self-imposed restriction, or like just the self-imposed sort of dailies, is another option. The reporting will keep people sort of motivated, I suppose, because everyone else will be able to see whether if you've met your goals and whatnot. And then The policing part would just have to be community effort, like, you know, kind of like how I'm doing this here, right? Like the only thing that's keeping me coming back is my own perception of this contract with you guys that I will be here. There's nothing physically stopping me. That's like, even if I just stop doing it for like a whole week, it's not like you guys can do anything about it exactly, right? I mean, you guys could stop watching, right? Leave the channel and stuff like that. You guys could do that too. At the end of the day, again, I feel like mostly it's just kind of a my word kind of thing, which could be good enough already for some people. And then if we can bring the community at large into this, in the form of like, hey, this guy failed his stuff, everybody shame. Oh my god, this is cyberbullying. Everybody shame this guy. He didn't met his own goals that he set up for himself or themselves, and that might also be a strong enough motivator for some other people. And then this way it can be fully autonomous. Could be interesting. We could definitely bring it up online first and then see how people feel about it. That's also another option. At the earliest, you have to wait till the weekend though. Oh my god, my spaghetti bots. I might need like a developer before a moderator at this rate. It's already getting a little bit sketchy because currently the spaghetti code is responsible for keeping track of stats. It's very concerning because there are no backups. There are no sort of automatic backups, automatic bot restarts, that kind of stuff. We don't even use the database. Okay, it's part of my efforts on trying to keep the cost low. So my system doesn't need more memory, for example, to keep more stuff going, because it's just writing to text files. It's a lot lightweight, a lot more lightweight. But it's so janky. Oh my god, that's the jankiest shit I've ever seen. Can I use yellow here? I feel like it'd be kind of weird. Oh, it kind of works because of gray, huh? I want to lower the values, but I don't know what the color of the chair is. I don't know how it will kind of work. So it feels very odd. Maybe they're meant to be this color now that I have a bunch of this color here. A bit less yellow, I think, perhaps. Because yellow is the color of the light, right? And these guys are meant to be in the shadow. I feel like there should be a more visually distinct difference than between the two. It's gonna have a bit more contrast against the blacker chair. Yeah, maybe not so saturated, but ooh. Let me add that to my to-do list. Oh man, I added a lot of stuff to my to-do list today. Let me see. So let's say bot, right? So self-imposed limit plus submit command. Yeah, like, because if we bring punishment, quote unquote punishment, stuff like, you know, the equivalent of getting kicked from server in chemo, if there's no sort of human soul behind it, it becomes very scary because I don't know if I can trust the bot that much. Right? Imagine you have like a streak thing going and the bot just happens to be offline when you're trying to submit. Then what then, right? Like the amount of robustness required in the code is not just about keeping the bot online as much as possible, but also having enough logic so that when it comes online, it checks to see if it misses anything. But then that logic for checking if it missed anything is also kind of sketchy because it would have to pull a lot of data from the server. So that would, because it doesn't, the bot wouldn't know how long it's been down for necessarily. We could set that up too, so there'll be more logic. But either way, the requirements on the server side is also a little bit higher, potentially. Yeah, because this thing is inherently like a promise, right? And to make sure that the promise is robust enough, that doesn't just get broken by stupid, dumb things, it's very important. It's very important on my part, because once that trust is broken, it'll be very... It wouldn't feel good, right? Number one, and then number two, it'll be a lot harder to get the ball rolling again. Maybe that's why this looks so weird, because it's all like more yellow and orange. Maybe I should bring this into the blue here, just like the rest of the shadow. I'm just jumping back and forth topics. Is that a bit too blue, perhaps? Is that a bit too dark, perhaps? Anyways, that's kind of my thought process going into this. That's why things haven't really been moving. A lot of concerns for potentially things going wrong. Currently, like the bot, everything that I've added has a little bit more logic in it, so that it tries to sort of recover from failure. Stuff like, for example, counting the VC hours, because that could be something interesting, right? That people might want to tell other people about. But then you could be in the VC forever, leave, expect the bot to count your hours, and then the bot could be down at that point in time. And actually, I don't know right now if it is able to recover that elegantly. If I'm being honest, I don't think it does actually. I don't think it does. Oh, never mind that about the effort spent. Apparently not enough. I could also just find a bot that really exists, I suppose. Right, no way that I'm the only one who has ideas like this, right? Someone must have already spent hours and hundreds of hours developing their own stuff. Open sourced it. And just copy and paste. Something feels weird. Why is that? I guess that should be more light coming in on the side of the breast here. What color is that? It's like brown or something? I'm also kind of tempted to turn the subtitling back on, because recently I've been very stable. I haven't crashed since I did my nonsense fix last week, so it could very much just be the connection, right? Not the actual GPU and not the actual power supply and not the motherboard. Well, it is the motherboard, if that's the case. Actually, let me check. If I look at event viewer, if I don't see the connection issue anymore, then it's a good sign that we're kind of safe, I think. Just loading all the logs. I never cleared the log, so it's like filled with junk. Yeah, I don't see it anymore. This is the one. Wait, 17? 17 is what day, actually? 17 is Saturday. Oh, that's not good. That's after the fix. I forgot what the exact encoding was for the NVIDIA stuff, but I'm gonna assume that this is, because my PCIe slot only has the NVIDIA and a NVMe SSD, which is the one that's taped down, which is what I thought this was, but that one was taped down pretty securely, and I just recently retaped it. I know it sounds really ridiculous, but it's been working the entire year so far, so I don't suspect that being the issue. And in any case, whenever it comes out, it's just that I can't access my Steam games. That's it. I don't crash. So Did I change my GPU? No, I did not. I did not because there wasn't any need to anymore. Like the error seems to have gone away. But I'm looking at the logs here, and it's not completely gone, right? We still have... Wait, each one of these is a different device code actually. And they always happen in pair, like triplets, huh? Yeah, I don't know. There's always triplets. I've seen triplets before too. But at least in like recent past 2 days it hasn't happened. I'm just gonna let it roll then. It is what it is. Very exciting. Like that's the... Like the whole GPU debug process was the beauty part of the AI stuff, because I did not know a single thing about how to do the debugging. But AI, like Mr. GPT can teach me like what to look out for. So at least I learned something from it this time around. But of course, you know, the cost of it is still a very big problem. Part of it is my RAM price is going out from like $80 to $1,000. They're ridiculous. Absolutely batshit insane. Oops. But my tablet's definitely gotten worse though. everything is falling apart. I now have to be even more careful with the way I move my hand. Like, what color are her eyes actually? Where is it? Ah, here. Yellow. Ooh. Costco, huh? So unfortunately inaccessible without a car. Wow, very freaky. Too bright, I think. Yeah. I just got like 2 RAM sticks earlier this, like a few months before like the price hike too. My coworker today is like, you should sell it for like more price, for more dollar. But I'm like, I need it though. I do actually need it though, so I can't do that, but... Unexpected returns. An investment. Bro, am I even coloring? What's happening? Oh, it's the wrong layer. Where did she go? Oh, alright. What color is that? It's like orange, but not really. Too red. Oh yeah, the little one could have more light just because she's smaller and she would be exposed to more parts of the sky. That would be cool. Can do that. Also, hello, George. Oh. I kind of dropped the ball on the Korean too. It's pretty tough. I wanted to do more like reading on the way back, like on the bus or like trains or something, but I keep getting motion sick because of how tired I am. And also like all the bus drivers driving. Great stuff. So yeah, my progress is abysmal. But that's also, I guess, expected. Absolutely not a priority as well, so... Oh, it wouldn't be this sharp, actually. This line is too sharp. At best, it would be just really diffused. Does that face look swollen? What's going on here? Yeah. Wait, that means there'll be more light here, no? Colors are so sus. Oh, it's too different. Too small of a change. Is it better? What do you even do today? I made the ferns. I made the vegetation green. I guess I made them a bit darker. Somehow. Color also makes no sense. It'll be darker near the top, right? Oh yeah, also is Anfield coming out or something? I know I should probably know. Even though we've talked about it quite a bit, but I feel like there's like a lot more hype recently. Is it out, like officially? How do I find out actually? Wikipedia. Oh, it's released on the 22nd. It's like 3 days. Look at that. Oh, cool. Oh, that's why everyone's so excited. I guess I won't be seeing you guys in like 3 days. Everyone's gonna be playing Anfield. Oh wow, the original, like the first kind of test out, like technical test they call it. It's like January 2024. Dang, it's been like what? 2 years? Yeah, no, I probably won't be playing it. I probably won't be playing it. By the way, you know, if you guys want to talk about games and stuff like that, just feel free. I'm saying this preemptively because If you guys want to discuss Enfield spoilers and stuff like that, I'm sure there's other people that doesn't want to be spoiled, but if it's me specifically, I don't care. If you want to spoil me on things, I don't care. Feel free to talk about it in chat for me. If other people, if you don't want to spoil other people, I imagine other people don't have the best spoil. Maybe we shouldn't talk about spoilers then, actually. But yeah, if it's like offline or something, and you guys want to talk about it, and I'm just there, it's fine. I'd rather art, yeah. I mean, I want to play, don't get me wrong. I very much want to play it. But like, we'll see, right? Because... Oh yeah, it was slow. What is the gameplay actually of Anfield? What is the whole point? Like, so Genshin, at least you kind of go around and do quest. Wait, what's the point of Genshin again? Explore the world, play the story, right? Get your character stronger, get better equipment because it's like an RPG. Okay. Right. I'm gonna assume it's about the same. I would definitely love to play it, but it's very sketch sometimes if I wanna do it. Like if I should do it, because I feel like it'll suck up a lot of time. And then once that happens, I wouldn't be satisfied until I finish playing all that I want to play in that game, which will be probably everything, and then I'll just never go back to... Because it's Xenoblade, yeah, I mean... I wouldn't know either. I wouldn't know either. RIP. Focus so much on mobile, right. I did see that it was available on mobile. Very cool, I suppose. Cool story. I don't understand people who play PUBG on phones, man. But at my old internship, well, that's like 6 years ago almost now. Yeah, people like to play PUBG on their phones. It's like great, and then they're complaining about how their phone's battery is like very poo-poo. Also, it's like great. Hang on, let me see. Gameplay loop for Arknights Enfield. Let's see what Google's GPT is. What, Gemini? Real-time action combat with base building, exploration, and strategic management. What does the last thing mean? Exploring a semi-open world, fighting enemies with a squad of 4 swappable operators while original. Using combo skills, getting resources, and build up your main hub and outposts, which tie into crafting. Oh, I have heard about this. There is more of a base building game rather than a like a super combat focused kind of thing. I have heard of it, like that it's like Factorial or something. I would like an Arknights Factorial. But what's because they focus too much on mobile, like the environment, makes it so good, but the combat would just spam 2 buttons, I see. That would be impressive if they use 2 separate engines. Is it meant to be on Unreal or something? Oh wait, hang on. Something pretty cool. I remember seeing someone releasing. So on Twitter today, I saw like there was this fan project for making like a Arknights art book, and it was to celebrate the anniversary upcoming release of Anfield. I'm pretty sure I put it in the chat. I think I shared it to our resources. I don't know if anyone shared it already, but since I kind of mentioned this, haha, since I have a channel, I can talk about this again. But 250 pages of Arknights fan book. Pretty insane. It looks really insane. 250 pages. Oh, you really need to have Arknights fan. Oh, I didn't know that. I was not even aware this is a thing. Wow, PDF guys. What do I say about PDFs? You gotta scan it, but it's at least on Google, right? I think Google scans their shit. need to open on Google. Yeah, this font, my god, like this, questionable for me. I see. Let me see if you recognize any names. None so far. Still not yet. It looks vaguely familiar. This face looks very familiar. No one yet. Oh my god. Give you the drive link? Of course! I'm right here. Hello, Deemer. Sorry, I already said hello. Right, I didn't recognize the single name. Table of Contents, World of Arknights. Oh yeah, I wanted to buy the Arknights environment design book. I kind of forgot. That was so long ago now, I feel like, when I said I wanted to buy it. That could be something to look forward to. Is that usable, by the way, Duvet, that link? I hope it is. I'm assuming it's the same link as this one. I think it should be the same. I can't see the full link, but... Okay, nice. Dang, look at that. I wonder if they drew these environment pictures too. I'm sure they did, right? I thought it might have been official stuff. But I guess they can't really do that. Timeline. Oh, timeline. Oh, I like timelines. Alright, ChatGPT, can you summarize Arknight's lore for me? Oh. Oh, the lighting is fire. I like the lighting. God damn. Holy. It looks so simple too, but it's very effective. Anyways, I won't be going through the entire thing. I'm just gonna skim through it quickly. Oh, I have seen this artist before. Oh, when did the other... Wait. I'm kind of mixing up the names, am I not? I think I'm probably mixing up the names. But, oh, that's my favorite. That one, that artist just now was my favorite so far. The one that I've seen before. Oh. Probably the amount of noise. It feels like it's got this like pixel art kind of vibe to it. Maybe there's like some kind of filter on it. Maybe it's just the brushes, but probably just the brushes. Pixiv Visions book? No, I know about it, but I've never actually looked at one. Ever. Now that I think about it, it's kind of interesting that I've never looked into a single one. Oh, I like this one too. I like the colors. Because the dark stuff are kind of faded. That's what I like, I think. Can I try and bring this over? Probably not. Let's not do that. Whoa. We got very many pages, huh? They got 4 pages. Is it 6 pages? No, that's not right. Wait. Oh, it's just... Oh, interesting. But they did get 4 pages here. Artwork layout. Oh. Wow, look at the colors here. This must be gradient map, right? This has to be gradient map. Wawamachi. Whoa. Holy shit, this book is long. I just realized. I'm not even halfway. I just realized I'm not even halfway. Alright, I'll probably do it some other time. Anything else? Feedback form. Let's see. Yes, George, of course. Dragoon Mogun. Why is his name Mogun? What's he trying to tell us? What did the author meant by this? What did this viewer meant when they said they really like Mogun's art? Mogun? Morgun? No way. What am I on about? I do not know. I'm kind of done with this. I don't really know what to do. Okay, hang on. I know what else I can do. I need to make the eyes and the... I almost said eyes and the balls, but like the eyeballs, the eyes, a little bit more prevalent, like obvious here. I cannot really see the faces. I think that's probably adding to the issue here. Oh, they need to be outside. Yeah. Why can't download that file? What, the book? Can you not download the book? Is that what you're saying? Google gangs. Coco? Oh my, what? Coco? Yum yum yum. The book? You cannot download the book? I guess I can't really help you with that. Even if I can download the book, it doesn't really do much. How big is the file actually? Wait, it's only 95? Oh, it's not. Blind. I see. That's great. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy for you. Oh, shit. Oh my god, what am I on about? And my stomach still hurts too. This sucks, dude. I need a streaming setup in the toilet. I have a friend who takes his phone whenever we're in a Discord call. He would take his phone with him into the toilet. You can hear him peeing. You can hear the water. Very cool. Of course, I see it as a completely fine thing to do. Very normal. That was too shiny. Okay, a bit less shiny. I think it's better than before. Okay, this frame is not better than before. But I want to make this part bluer though. Alright, right. I'm gonna cheat. Shit, I don't want to go in and paint every single thing again. What am I gonna get? Oh, shit, it's too dark. Oh, it is on overlay already. You kind of have to return this back to what it was. Okay. いや、ここの方にしましょう。Where's my stuff? There's no lock available here. Is it better? Hey Chad, is this what I wanted? Whoa, you guys didn't see that. Holy shit. I touched my cable and my screen was like filled with lines. Like glitch lines because of the connection. Very cool. I'm sure the tablet's fine. I'm sure it is fine. Yeah, even if it's saturated, it has to be pretty dark here, I think, to set this up. Let me see. So without this, with this. What? No, that's the joke. That's the joke. Streamers be like, "Hey, chat." Average user on Twitter be like, "Hey, Grok, is this true? Hey, Grok, what does the image mean? Hey, Grok, make them naked." What? First. Oh shit, what is it? Was that bright? Oh shit. Can I get a bit of orange? Oh, it's very strong. Very strong zero. Damn, she is gone in the colors. What do I want from her? This is that I want over here. I mean, this seems kind of insane. This is definitely not right. So somewhere in between is what I want. If this is the correct color, even.そうだよな。あれも無理でしょ。What does a histogram look like, actually? Is this what I wanted? Somehow? What do I want here? Home curve? What does this mean? I have like a lot of the this specific value here, right? Because my input is... Wait, is this on this specific layer? It must be on this specific layer. So if I think I need a correction layer on top of everything. This way I can see the complete spectrum here. So we do have pretty even distribution. I don't know if that's good. Does it mean anything though, if it's even? Oh yeah, that's great, Uni. I hate it when yeah, it's I'm glad to see that at least they're updating the tracking, because like half the time it's like, oh, it has left the facility. What happened to it? I don't know. No updates for like 2 months, and then all of a sudden it's like at your doorstep. And then like the tracking information updates all at once for some reason. It's really stupid. That has happened before. Oh my god, what am I doing? Where's my home cab? I suppose. What am I trying to do here? Oh, if I map this higher. Whoa, very cursed. Yeah, what does this look like? Whoa, okay, it looks pretty cool. Look at that. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of hard to see certain things, but it's kind of cool. It's got like a bit of more green to the thing. If I take this and repaint this, like some of the part. Also, I just want to check. Because we did have this huge monitor color discrepancy problem last week, but are there taxes? Is it always taxed? I never really got the tax thing, right? Because sometimes it's like something GIF, no tax. And then sometimes it's like if you ship with this carrier, no tax. I don't know how it works. Hey, ChatGPT. Kind of cursed. It is very cool though. It's very cool, but it is kind of cursed. Very hard to see because the value is being changed. But at the same time, you can do lots of cool stuff like yeah, let's kind of bounce it a little bit around. Maybe it would be very interesting. Maybe not. None of that shit. You know what? What if I just do one of the colors? What happens now? So I'm saying more or less red at a specific value, right? I'm saying what? More red at the darks? Right, more red at the darks and then less red at the top, so... What do I want? More blue in the shadow, right? That's what I wanted before, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, I think we're kind of at the limit, like as to what I can do at this point, because I don't really know what I want anymore. I'm getting kind of confused. I'll kind of just wait. Why is it so? Oh, because I did something before and I left it in there. Okay, right. I was gonna say why it looks so weird. Because this is how it was, right? This is how it is. Actually, let me I'm probably just gonna let this sit and then go draw something else, honestly. But before that, what do they look like side by side here? Oh, oops. Oh, by the way, I accidentally found another view of the same bridge today. I just completely found the same bridge. That was insane. I don't know why I'm so excited, but it's the same bridge. Look at that. Cool. Someone took a photo, took 2 steps, and took another photo with a different filter. Probably a different guy. But lots of ghosts in here. I feel like as a kid, like I lived in an apartment as a kid, right? And then if you live in an apartment, you know, your neighbors upstairs, right? Whatever that they do, you know. And there will be a lot of door creaking, a lot of marble dropping, a lot of random jumping noises. But I don't know why, but as a result, I kind of felt, it kind of feels very comfortable sometimes. Like hearing quote unquote weird noises, right? That you didn't make yourself in your own home. Almost felt kind of comforting. Yeah, but anyways, I'm trying to, I want to say something, but now I'm thinking about it, it sounds really sad. Is that I always thought like if things were haunted in my house, it would be kind of cool because you would have a friend. Because it sounds really sad now. Now that I think about it, I didn't really think about it all these years, but it sounds kind of sad. But I promise you guys, I have friends, right? I have friends. But like, you know, if your house is haunted, right, and you're just kind of living there, it kind of implies that they're okay with you as well, isn't it? Like, otherwise they would have had a lot of more problems already. So you kind of have like your own ghost friend, doesn't it? It's like Casper the Friendly Ghost. That'd be kind of cool. I just did a struck. You guys can't see it, so I have to verbalize it. But I just did a struck. Kind of cool, I guess. Oh my gosh, she's floating. Holy shit. Let me make this part a little bit brighter. Oh, 20? 20 could work. Hello, G-Talk. Don't really get the light here. But, ooh. I don't know who that is. I mean, it looks decent, right? It looks decent. It feels like if we carry on painting from here, we would go somewhere, presumably, that is also decent. Haunted doll? 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 How do you say that word? Doll? Doll. I'm trying to make it so that it's generally like the same curve. Actually, I just realized it's not even close. So it's like generally the same curve, but then it has like a little bit of up and down. So maybe it gives it a bit more color. I don't know. Of course, as usual, we have no idea what we're doing. By we, I mean me. The good people of my chat would know what they're doing. Am I providing any value? How dark is this actually? If I turn this on, it's like 10, 15, 13. How bright is this? Like 100, right? Almost 96, yeah. So it's very huge range, which is fine. It looks fine, at least. I feel like it looks kind of okay. What if we lower this just a little bit? Is it more moody like this? No, it's just darker. How do I make it more moody? Maybe like that? Oh, if I... How do I make yellow again? Yellow is red and green, right? So if I just lower blue content, it should make it yellower, no? Is that how math works? Yes, okay. So what? What am I doing here? Is this doing anything? Yeah, what is even moodier? I think to me, moodier means like a lower value range of the final result. So, a good example would be, for me at least, I feel like a good example would be, sorry, let me just bring this somewhere and then just press OK on it. Almost click cancel. Holy shit. Oh, I hate it at my work. We don't have a mouse pad provided to us. We just use the table as a surface, and it's a pain in the ass. Like, the mouse movement is always different depending on the angle. Sorry, Duvet, I'm trying to find the example I want to show you here. I think moody to me is like one very strong saturated color out of across the entire canvas, and the value range is lower. Oh shit. After all that choosing, and I chose the wrong one. Hang on, let me open the other one. God damn it. Wait, what? How is that the wrong one? Huh. I really messed up my refs, huh? Over the course of like 6 months or something. Give it a second. I hear my music like stuttering. So like this is AI, by the way, just so that people who hate it is aware of this. But like this person likes to use AI to generate images like this, but the value range is very low, relatively speaking. But the saturation is really high. So if you like, this is what I mean by moody, I think, personally. I don't know if this is what other people think of. There's also photographs like this. Very strong values. Monochromatic. I think not necessarily monochromatic. It's just that a lot of these are, because I guess it's easier to do. I do believe there's like non-monochromatic examples here. Because this could be moody too, right? This is moody to me too. I think it's more of a value thing. The value range is high. I would argue it's relatively not, because it doesn't stretch from like, for example, like what we had here before the adjustment is like almost 100, right? Almost all the way pure white to almost all the way pure black. Well, okay, this is actually quite far off from pure black, but this one over here, relatively speaking, this is quite a lot lower, and the darkest dark here is only like 30 values. So I think relatively speaking, this is like quite a lot more tame. Relatively speaking, if we put them side by side, for example. I don't know if using my own stuff is a good example, since it's my own stuff. I don't know how valid what my setup is. It looks okay-ish to me. The main thing I don't like is the colors and some of the shapes. Most of the shapes, well, most of the shapes. But yeah, other than that, like these guys are like, this to me is also kind of moody. So what exactly is it then, right? There's the atmosphere, I guess. There's this idea of, yeah, lowering value range. Actually, yeah. I think for me, it's specifically talking about like how the value range kind of sort of fades into each other. Almost like in the distance. You're looking far out in the distance, and then there's this atmospheric perspective that's kind of just making things kind of fade out, almost irrelevant. And then it makes you think about life and mortality and whatnot. Maybe stuff like this too. Is this AI? Pretty sure I took this from like Pinterest, so I wouldn't be able to tell. This one has a watermark at least. I don't think it's done by the same person. I think these are just here because it's similarly tuned. But anyways, is this moody? It feels moody, I think, a little bit. Because the lighting is very saturated. Is that a requirement? I think color is required. I'm imagining like a sort of black and white scene. Like this. I think it will lose a lot of the mood just because it doesn't have the color. And then when the color is coming, which by the way is amazing. What is happening here actually? So the flowers are the only thing that's purple, I guess. Everything else is the same monochromatic yellow, orange, red kind of into, what is this, purple? Very desaturated purple and reds. It looks a little bit green because of the complement. They're hovering in the middle. What is this? It's like a reverse C curve. What? It goes down first and then to the saturation. Anyways, bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, I think we're basically done here because like at least for color rough, right? But because I don't know what I want out of it. And with the tone curve, we can do a lot of things. We can bring a lot of things up, turn a lot of things down, that kind of stuff. So it's like we can go anywhere we want to go. I just don't know where to go. It's the main problem here. So what that means is we're kind of done with this for now. Should I just put this below here? What does it mean below? It means it's affecting it, right? What's the difference? I don't know. Is it telling what I want to tell? That's the thing, I don't really know. Because the yeah, I would say so. I mean, like, I feel like the moment we got off the we started putting in colors is already telling what I wanted to tell already. I don't feel like the colors play a particularly important role in the current comp. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the observers in the back. I kind of forgot. Let's just pretend they're there. Let's just pretend they're there. Yeah, I guess the colors didn't really do anything. The values made it so that it's easier to read what's happening, right? But it doesn't necessarily add to anything, I feel like. There was all that talk about how like there's characters in the light, right? More in the light versus more in the dark. And about their affiliations and stuff like that. But I honestly don't know if that's... Well, number one is I'm not really buying into the idea too much because I'm not 100% up to date with the lore. I guess not really necessarily up to date. I just don't remember what the story was about. Then the second thing is, even if there was something I wanted to do, I don't know if I'm able to achieve it. Sorry, I don't know if I've achieved it with what I have. I don't have any way of sort of evaluating it well. And first of all, also I'm not that sure about the values of some of these characters here, especially this side here now. It's kind of dubious now. Affiliations in the sense that like where they stand in terms of at least in this sort of scene here. In this scene here is specifically about the experimentation done on these two. Well, on one kid actually, right? Only on this one. This one is not even here, I think, lore-wise. Like, specifically in the manga, I don't remember her specifically being in Rhine Labs as a test subject or as a patient or whatever. So, some liberties over here, right? But then, yeah, like, I do, if I remember correctly, she doesn't really like what's happening with the things that's going on. Saria didn't like it either. But Saria, I think, was a little bit more, more about, like, duty and stuff like that. I feel like that's the kind of vibe that I had. So she might be more willing to continue for a little bit longer. Yeah, dark and light. Yeah, in a sense, right? Because, but like, even if I do that, like, it's only like these two characters specifically, right? Because the kid is in the dark for the most part, and Ifrit herself is also kind of in the dark, coming out into the light. Or she's also very light. I don't really know. Maybe you could argue that only the characters that sort of get touched by light is as the good side. The good side. Well, good side. Everyone acts in their own self-interest, right? So good and bad, I think it's kind of hard to justify sometimes. As well as morally good, but I'm sure Silence has done her own fair share of nonsense too, so it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, like and then the colors themselves too, right? Yellow and blue, quote-unquote blue. I don't know if there's any blue left. It feels more purple than anything, because I wanted to set up the gradient here. So it ended up being a little bit more purple, but the yellow doesn't really signify anything, it's just lighting. Yeah, I did not. Did you embed like the hue or saturation of another meaning? I did not, I don't think. How dark and light is used. Even if you see something is not conscious, I did not intentionally put in anything of that sort. The only thing I thought about was just basically the values, and that's it. And even then, that was afterthought. It was an afterthought after we started adding colors, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? We could actually just put Silence more in the light somehow. Actually, it doesn't really work right now, does it? She feels kind of like too far forwards here. So like the light would be coming from behind the pillar. You know what? Like I feel like I can do something here, right? I can maybe let's say we lasso through this. Surely we can sort of show this. Oh, it's a rectangle. We can maybe show this separation a little bit better. Surely there's something here. How would this look actually? Maybe like up here. Let's just do this arbitrarily. Can I do something like this? Right. Let's make it strong enough to see first. Then maybe tone it down. But then like the front will also have the same, would it not? I guess we also kind of need something like this. I don't know. I mean, I was trying to paint that before, so it's not like it was unaccounted for entirely, but yeah, it doesn't have to be meaning, maybe vibes. Yeah, I mean, like we're very much still in the process of just getting used to colors, right? I think if we take a step back and sort of evaluate the current situation here, right, we're just kind of getting used to colors and the process in general, learning to set up an environment, learning to put in the values to make sure things read, and then try to use colors in a way that doesn't seem too dissonant, right? So getting to the composition part where we actually use colors to tell a story and ideas, that is very much quite far ahead in front of us. So what I have right now, completely fine. I think it's probably already served this purpose multiple times over, like more than what I already expected to get out of it. So I think it is a good place to call it. And once again, it is not what I wanted to do before, right? Which is why it sparked the whole discussion with Mia last Friday, because I did not realize that this piece that I chose is very much all vegetation. I mean, I kind of chose it for it, but I didn't realize it's basically zero man-made material other than the ceiling, whatever the hell this is. Very unlikely to be concrete, because I think it's way too dense. Like, the strength to weight ratio probably isn't very suited for this kind of construction. But in any case, it doesn't have the concrete that we want, so it ended up being quite disconnected. I feel like I wasn't able to use this that well. And then we swapped over to these two, kind of, quote-unquote, swapped over. In reality, I'm looking at the orange that's being used for all the buildings and stuff, but my orange in this canvas is already used on the leaves and stuff, right? So if I started bringing orange and yellow onto the bridge, it's gonna just be orange and yellow, that's it. And I wanted something dark and blue, which is now purple. So yeah, there was also a disconnect there. I couldn't really do what I want to do. And we got somewhere, at least, right? We got somewhere that is decently similar. Shit. Okay, that's dubious. I don't know if it's similar. Instinctively, it feels very different. Not necessarily that different. No, it's quite different. I'll say it's quite different. What is different though? Wait, can I bring this over? I need to at least get them on the same page here. Sorry, is this the same thing now? Did I change something here? I can't remember. Also, Ifrit's face looks so dark here, by the way. The face color is way darker on this screen here. On the monitor instead of the tablet. I digress. Was that before the tone curve thing? Did I use tone curve on the one I exported? I think I did, right? Yeah, I think I probably did. Alright, let me use this one. Let me try this one instead. Did I change anything here? Wait, hang on. I think I did some... Oh, I did that, right. Do I need that though? Not really. Let's just turn it off for now. Let's try this again. Alright, it's still kind of dark. The first phrase is still very dark. Oh wow, okay, it's still a lot more yellow than I expected to be. God damn. My tablet's tuning is way different. Yeah, you guys, I don't know which version or what kind of colors you guys see specifically, but my monitor is not showing it correctly. So what I like is this one here in my tablet. Wait, it's not the compression issue, right? We did have a problem before, didn't I? It'd just be a perception thing, I'm not sure. Yeah, anyways, some difference here, I guess. Maybe it's not green enough. It's a lot yellower than There's also not enough, right? The shadows are not really that blue for my leaves, I think. The shadows are not really that blue. I think likely because of the overlay that I put in at the end here. Because it was kind of bluish before. I did want some of it to turn because like you kind of showcase that sort of cut light diffusing through all the leaves. I was looking for a word there. But maybe I can bring back a bit more darkness. Let's use a gradient mask, a clipping mask here. A bit more control here. Oh, that's something else, I think. Okay. Is it better to be brighter or no? It feels like it should be bright because like this part is pretty bright and I'm expecting them to be about the same value. By any case. Swap it out again. Ah. My god, my butterfingers. Stop. I mean, if its face is still kind of dark, then changing. Wait a second. Oh yeah, I suppose it could be brighter. Suppose it could still be brighter here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to paint this because it's so high here. I think the next piece we paint would be something much simpler. I do kind of want to experiment with a little bit more like extra colors in the shadows. Like I feel like it's kind of hard to tackle with like so many things and not just be overwhelmed. Because currently there's too many things. We could still carry on here, but like I feel like it would be quite. Oh my god, her face looks so pale now. But I think likely this is the correct value that I want on the other screen now, actually. Is this what I want? It's so pale, dude. Holy. What's the difference here? Not even that much. It's not even like it's like 5 points of lightness here. I mean, I'm sure the other things kind of play into it, but it's like 4 points. Ugh. Alright, I think, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. Oh, it looks so dark, though. Come on. Damn it, dude. Can I just gradient this? Okay, so I don't have to worry about going back and forth. Let me see. Let's do, Sorry, what am I doing? Lighten? Okay, wait, hang on. Why doesn't the clothing react? Oh, right, because clothing is a different layer. Do I need the clothing to react? It looks kind of dark too, right? But the face is significantly darker, I think. I only need this brush. Alright, how about now? Is this better? A bit too strong. That's the jankiest setup I got. I gotta draw on both screens, bro. The eyes are losing some of the... Oops. ここはまた別の色でお願いします。 Looks so weird on the screen though. Oh, it is kind of weird. Hang on. A bit too red, I think. I mean, it's kind of hard to work like this because it's kind of sideways. I'm just gonna make it darker a little bit and let the colors come from the this guy here. Is this working? Ah, it's good enough. Proceed. Need an epilepsy warning on this workflow. Everything is going back and forth. Let me see. Is this better now? Oops. It's a bit brighter. I suppose. Sorry, did I turn off something? Ah, shit. Did I turn off the... No, it's still on, right? No, it's not. Okay, that's why it feels different. Ah, shit. Wait, then it might have been too bright now. Come on, bro. Okay, this one. Uh-huh. Hey, Chaz, is this what I wanted? What did I want to do again? I think I just wanted to make the leaves a little bit bluer. Right, because we were just talking about how there's more blue here. That was all I wanted, and then it went on a huge tangent. Sure. Not very convinced. I kind of still want more blue in the shadows. Both in the leaves and also in the bottom left. I feel like if the bottom left could actually really maybe benefit from, but it would be a very different vibe though, is the thing. I'm thinking of like bringing the bottom left the darkest part, make it not actually the darkest part, right? So there's a bit of an inversion going on in the corner. How do you do that again? Because I think there's a lot of ways. I think maybe putting in the values directly would be the easiest way. But because I hate myself, I'm gonna find that. I think there's like a mode for this, isn't there? Might have been exclusion, I think. Almost said explosion. Okay. Probably doing this in a very dumb way. I should probably move this up now. Could I sworn there's like a proper layer mode for this? Something that's cooler than just adding colors. I guess not. Divide? Is it difference? But difference is just a... What is difference actually? What minus what? Dark color exclusion. What is exclusion then? Let's try some different colors. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, let's just put the color directly. What color though? I'm just gonna pick the color that I see here. Probably would not fit. But at least I get a feeling for what am I seeing there? Not it? I swear this is a thing that I always use in the past. What divide here? Divide looks weird. Nani ga kawaru nya? Nani ga kawaru nya? Shirang. Maede. About. Fine. Fine. It's like that thing when you just put in and you can't really stop looking at it, and because you kept looking at it so closely, it just looks weird no matter what. I feel like if I would just stop staring at it, you know. I mean, that's odd, right? Like, why would a leaf... I mean, I can apply it separately. That's fine, too. Honestly, no idea. Also, probably very different on the other screen, too. Yeah, I could, yeah. Definitely. I just, I'm just... What was the word? Fascinated by this lack of direction on my part. I literally do not feel anything. Like, nothing. Like, I feel like any one of this could work if I just change my frame of mind. Like, I feel like... I think I experienced this quite a bit with drawing. Like, with just, like, yeah, drawing faces and drawing character proportions. Because, in the past, it's always like, hey, do you move the eyes further apart? Do you make them smaller? Do you make them bigger? Is the face longer or shorter? I feel like all of those things, right, within reason, right? Like an adult face versus like a younger child face is quite different, and they can't really substitute for each other, right? But within like the idea of like, say, let's say if it's current face, we can make the eyes slightly one way or another, and they will just bring forth sort of slightly different vibes. But then which vibe do I want is always kind of up for debate, because if I just change the way I feel about certain things, I can make it so that I like one more than the other. And as a result, it becomes very hard to be like, hey, I like this more than the other, because it's just like a frame of reference, I think, all of a sudden. And I don't really know what I want. Which is why it's also kind of interesting that over the course of like the past 200 something streams now, I kind of just default to a specific way of drawing faces, but I don't really know exactly what that way is. I think I was in a voice chat on the weekends, and then Ibukise was pointing out, and of course others, quite a few others as well, that there's a distinct way I draw faces, but I'm still unaware of specifically what yet. But anyways, right, you see, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I think more recently, I think at least on stream, oh no, in the past year, I think I've stopped doing it. In the past, in the way past, when I first started, I cannot draw unless I have a reference for the face alignment, I call it. Like basically the face proportions. I need to find someone's piece, I need to look at their face, I need to feel that face proportion, and then I'll translate it into the one that I currently am drawing. And I'll keep the same vibe. Because that's the only way, because I didn't learn it properly, right? It's not I learned like what the proportions, rough ratio should be, or like where things are positioned and how to space them out. So the only way I had to do it, instead of having different control knobs on all the different aspects of face proportion, I only had one, right? Which is, do I like how it looks? And the only way to keep myself on track was to just find someone's stuff and copy exactly the proportion. So after that, like every time I draw something, it will be different. Because I can't do it myself. So I guess at some point I got competent enough that I don't really have to look at someone's proportions to get a feel for whether if it looks right or wrong. And I just rely on myself. And so that, and because my reference is now myself, it has become a lot more consistent. That's probably just That's probably how the process of art will go for me then. I think at some point the colors will probably be like, oh yeah, I don't really have to look at anything anymore. I think these colors will work. I think these colors will look good. And that's probably when I know I'm more ready to do render. One thing that just clicked for that more intuitive with art. Yours is probably faces. Yeah. I think beyond faces, nothing else really sort of I mean, a part of it is not drawing enough, but nothing else really came that way afterwards. I wouldn't even say it came easily though. I don't know if it's right to say intuitive, honestly. It's more like failing everything that I could have failed and then like arriving at a solution that way. I think intuitiveness might perhaps push you to the solution a little bit faster just because you inherently, intuitively know what would be better and what would be wrong, what would not be good. But I think in my case, it's more of just a brute force of going about it in many wrong ways to know which way is correct. It's a bit less guided than what an intuitive person would probably have done. But I guess there's different ways of interpreting the word intuitive, right? Because right now it's also pretty intuitive because seeing as how I literally cannot explain the structure of the face, but I can still draw something that looks fine, at least in some specific angles. But yeah, it's kind of things are never that clear. It kind of sucks. I'm looking for some references now. I'll probably just do a face sketch. I think recently, so on the weekends, right, I went into the NSFW and I was drawing a Faye NSFW, and I figured then and there, at that point in time, I realized what it means to say that she is 170 centimeters tall. I think the proportions that I had before, I knew it was kind of off, but I didn't exactly know how off it is. So when I was drawing that one piece, which is basically just a front view, I did my very best to sort of make the shoulders as wide as I would allow it, and I recalibrate the face according to it. And I think I arrived at a solution that's a little bit more accurate to sort of what a 170 centimeter, 1.7 meter tall humanoid character would have, like the proportions, what they would have had, what they would have. Goddamn. So that's interesting. I wonder how it works, right? If you have like a super stylized style, then your 1.7 meter tall character could still look very young or like have a very big head. And I guess that would be just how you draw those kind of characters, right? Like a character of that height, I guess. And with regards to this thing, I'm still very much on the fence. I like her sort of new proportion. I can't show it for obvious reasons because it is NSFW, but I like that new proportion that's a bit more accurate and realistic. But it definitely loses some of the charm of like the more stylized version. And I don't know, I feel like a part of me is still very much stuck on trying to get things to look as accurate as possible, as real as possible, as technically correct as possible. But it also takes away quite a bit of the fun. So don't know where that line is going to be drawn in the future. But at least I'm aware of the differences now. I don't know why it didn't really occur to me. But yeah, like the way that I've been drawing is definitely a lot younger than what the characters are supposed to be. How the proportions work and stuff. But anyways, hello DTB. Yeah, I think you can add to the number of things that click there over time. And just to practice, some people have more than one thing. That's why having a good tutor for art is so hard. I think you need someone who has seen and talked to a lot of people and seen a lot of different ways of working and improving to really understand what is best suited for a specific student per se. Because there is the issue of how they are more capable of learning in a specific way, but how they perceive the process and also maybe where they want to go. I think all of these things will have to be factored in to really give them a plan that is not just effective, but also, I think, mentally and emotionally easy to sort of keep going with. This art piece looks fun. Stylistic choice, the proportion thing. Yeah, I mean it is. It's just that I can't stomach it when it's like, hey, you say this character is 1.7 meters tall. If she was really 1.7 meters tall, her head would have been like 50 cent. Wait, is it 50 centimeter? Like ridiculous? Kind of, right? Her head would be like half a meter wide. I was like, what? No way. It's kind of like what you get when you go into VR chat. All the anime heads are huge because like the proportions are always a lot more like cute focus, a lot younger. And it looks so weird when they come up to you, like in front of you. Like their heads are like huge, like monitor-sized heads, 24 inches across. I guess it's just norm, the norm in there. I don't know what I want to do now, but I want to draw Faye with like maybe a stuffed animal would be nice. I saw like a piece just now in the Arknight's art book. Let me bring that back up. I think it saves my position, right? I just need to scroll up a little bit. No, it did not. Ah, shit. Yeah, them heads shall roll. What? I think I should have opened the other one. Also, this color looks so nice. I really like this artist. Maybe it's because I started painting. I feel like past me would not have liked this as much as I like it now. I really do enjoy how rough and not rough, and like the colors and everything about this piece. I kind of really like it. Now, oh shit. I should be able to find it with this, right? Surely, I've been here too, so. Can I get a copy? Yeah, of course. It's released by it's like an Arknight's fan art book that has like way too many pages for me to go through on stream. It's kind of insane. Also the artist, by the way. Or I figure out what to do. I have a daily. Oh, right. Getting the daily creep. More daily. Wait, what? Wait, what? Nice. Someone add Elon Musk. I found a bug. Oh man. Yeah, I really like this too. I like the colors and I like how clean it looks. Even though it's not necessarily that clean, which adds more to like the fact that I can maybe also do something like this without like trying to jump off a building. It's so clean, bro. Yeah, once the colors are done, once we get used to the colors, this is kind of what we have to do. We kind of have to simplify the shapes down now. We have to tie down all the shapes. And then after that, we are done. We can finally go on and stand at the starting line and actually do things. Well, hopefully. I mean, if we do get to that stage, yeah, then it would actually be fine. That means I cleared all the internal conditions, and I would finally feel comfortable. Wait, I remember this name actually. There must be. Wait, I remember the name. That means there's something here that I really liked before. I think it's the Rin piece. I remember there was blue in there. I mean, it's blue in half of these things. It's very eye-catching, isn't it? Blue and yellow. I guess they are actually strictly directly opposite of each other. Why do people always say it's blue and orange? I guess they're more thinking of the cyan side of blue. I guess it's not that different, but hey, where's the one I want? One of these ones I definitely favorited and bookmarked. I think like this. It's not? Okay, now it is. I remember seeing this. It's very cool too, because this is like, I've seen a lot of executions of like this, but this one is like one of the few ones that where I really truly see the reflection first, and then I notice that hey, it's a reflection. I feel like a lot of the executions, I see that I already know that it's a reflection, and it kind of takes away from the review a little bit. Maybe having a dead center, having that face right there, and also like how there's a lack of ripples, which, you know, arguably maybe makes it less of a reflection, but I guess there's some amount of distortion on the surface here, perhaps. There's a bit of ripple. Oh, interesting. Oh, thank you, DTV. That reminded me of that one book, right? The Color and Light by James Gurney. Is it Color and Light? Can't remember. But yeah, like he was talking about different color wheels too. Huh. Look at that. Neurons making connections. I'm probably gonna forget about it though. Um, this feels really nice actually. It's very painterly, but it's not to the extent that. But why is that though? I think part of my, it's just part of my preferences changing. Part of me changing, I think. Wouldn't Omi have said that this is kind of a mess because I can't really see the edges? Why am I biased towards this instead of against it? What about the character? Is the character tighter? It's not necessarily that much tighter, is it? But I mean, I guess the hair is decently tight here. The secondary variations are not really that obvious, but like these edges are, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of confused. Oh, I think it's this one. Oh yeah, this one I bookmarked, yeah. You can't see the face in the preview, because I missed it. This one is really cool because of all the textures. Like these kind of color bleeding across like the shapes and stuff, but it's nice. I like that. Yeah, I think I'm slowly changing. For sure. I wonder why. It hasn't changed too much, right? I still have to see the shapes. I think... Yeah, I can still see like the edges pretty clearly in quite a few of these areas. That's probably why I'm okay with some of the other parts maybe being a little bit fussed up. Because at the end of the day, I do kind of like some lost edges. I do like it, but it needed to be a minority. But anyways, what was I looking for? Right, I was looking for my reference. Where's Scuddy with the orca? I saw it before. You gotta go slower. Like this one here. Who is this? Oh shit. God damn, such a big brain. Big brain genius. I got a face here. I don't know any of this celebrities, man. Not a single one. That's not true. Wait, hang on. Is this safe for work? That's not a good start. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Yeah, some latex stuff. A little bit more spicier stuff. I can't find the one I want too. Did they not post it on the same page? This is the same artist, right? Like this artist has a lot more like boobas and like all those slightly more spicy stuff. For the most part, there's no exposed parts, so I think we should be fine here. But like armpits, boobs, and like a lot of skin and stuff like that. It's not really what I'm expecting from this. But Wawamachi is the same handle here, so it is the same artist. I guess I'm just gonna go dig and find this real quick. If I can find it. Maybe it's just like an exclusive for the book. Actually, you know what? It probably is, right? Like, huh. Alright, I can just take a screenshot. Oh, maybe the book is just really... Oh, no, I found it. Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say, maybe it was pretty old because I saw this other one, right? That's beside it. So we have it here. Oh, dang, even a tutorial? Wow, okay. For free? Don't mind if I do. I don't know why I don't press like, by the way. I never press like. But I forgot why. It's like always has been a thing in the past. So it's just a marker overlapping forms, I guess. I mean, in this case, it's not really mysterious white mist. I think it's more just reflected light. But I suppose there are cases where you just kind of have this silhouette around the character. It looks really good though. It looks a little bit messier than I would like it to be, but at the same time, it also really drives home the texture for me. Yeah. It really feels a little bit different. I suppose if like the other fabrics here are a little bit cleaner, right, it would really set up that contrast, right? Then this becomes super deliberate. Rather than just being like the same rendering technique across everything. I mean, it's easier for me to say I kind of do this. Yeah, I think I want to also do this kind of thing. It's the plan, indeed. The plan, yes. Oh, what? I guess I have to go look for references. I need a pose reference at the very least. Oh, man. I'm just gonna search for references here, I guess. It's not really moody stuff. I feel like in the future there might be some like NSFW very moody stuff. Like not actually just... I guess it's NSFW only for the nudity then. Oh shit, water. Right, I kind of forgot about the water thing on the... Wow, look at that. So what's going on here actually? So you kind of take the... Oh, I see. Because they have enough shapes behind. Like the shapes behind are very tight. Currently ours is still in the process of being a rough, right? So there's not much to really distort. It's just a mess, but then if you can distort it enough but maintain its readability, then it's like, wow, there is truly something there distorting the light. And then I guess the rest of it is just being carried by this border here. It does look really good, doesn't it? In fact, I would argue, I would even maybe suggest that this might be a photograph? Painted over? This is so good. It's so realistic. Like the fall off on a lot of these things feel very consistent and very realistic. Because real life is pretty aggressive, right? With like the going to the dark kind of thing. Whereas like art tends to be... They tend to not go so dark sometimes, I feel like. Just so that it looks a little bit cleaner, like less dirty. I feel like darker stuff feels very dirty. But... very muddy color. But then otherwise it's like... Yeah, look at the fall off on that. Very interestingly missing pieces here though. It's so specific. I would venture to say that this is a real thing perhaps. Maybe it's like their house or something. Well, today's gonna end up being more discussion than anything else, but it's also fine, I guess. Pretty cool too. Because I'm looking at this 3D thing and I got reminded of the discussion that I think Duvet and Mia had in the voice chat, where they're saying that you know, this is too clinical, right? I think the specific word used was clinical. It's just too clean, too tight, too 3D. It lacks the magic of painting. It lacks the sort of some of the decision making. I think like, yeah, like AI like has all the copyright stuff, has all the nonsense too. But I think the biggest problem with it not being like why you're not an artist is just you're not making any decisions at that point. Everything is being done for you. And that means you're not actively making a decision, you're not answering the questions yourself, so there's no intention behind the choices, and therefore an artist being someone who has a like sort of tries to convey a message with art, you're kind of not doing the conveying part anymore. And then because of that, you're also not gonna ever evolve because you never practice answering those questions. You never really sort of get some feedback from your own choices, failing or working, and then making new choices based on those experiences, I feel like. But then the logical like continuation of that is like, so what if you decide on everything, right? And you find every single piece of the like different AI or something to put it all together to make it exactly the way you want it. Are you an artist then? Right? You have the intention, you answer every single question that you have to answer, but you didn't execute it. And then there is that next part. Because digitization like inherently removes away a lot of the work. Because like we don't mix colors anymore now as digital artists. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's lost there too, right? I don't know where that line should be drawn. It's always kind of interesting to see people argue about it. Are the boobas not the right balanced? Also, no, Duvet, I'm not spying on you. Sometimes I get bored and just kind of sit around and look at the chat and see what people are doing. Because apparently, some people are still posting kind of not safe for work stuff in my supposedly safe for work voice chat. Wink, wink. Looking at you, Maxi. I don't know if you're here, but please 100% use the not safe for work channel for what it's meant for because it completely defeats the purpose. Even if it's suggestive stuff, right? Like, I get that, hey, there's no part shown, but like it's very clearly sexual context, like with the pot and the freaking tentacles. Sorry, I got really distracted by that. Yeah, so sometimes I do just scroll through it just to make sure. And I saw you guys talking about, right, you guys were talking about the I need something cozy then. Let me find something cozy. I need a cozy set of colors. What is cozy now? So it's moody but a specific range? What is cozy? Cozy is feeling warm in the winter. Warm colors on like a blue palette, maybe? It could also just be like on the bed, like pretty white palette. Bluish shadows, yellowish, oranges. It's always blue and orange. I feel like I always end up doing that in that zone. We can use the old colors I used to use for my quote-unquote original stuff that I did before. I quite like the sort of tuning that I had here. Plus it's yeah, the shadows don't really make sense being this blue, right? I guess maybe from the sky. What cozy means to you is the X factor in your art? You mean like so another way of phrasing that is the way I define cozy for myself is a way of basically expressing my style, right? My preferences. Because cozy will mean different things to different people, and my solution to that question would basically be would have me in it, right? That would be me. No pun intended. Wow. This name is great, by the way, as you can tell. I do enjoy it a lot. Yes. You put the me in me. What does that mean? What? What does that mean? What? Anyways, a lot of talking, not a lot of doing. I'm looking at this right now and I'm trying to figure out because this has the vibe that I wanted to go for with the corners, right? I was talking about how to like make the corners a bit brighter. It feels like it's here. I think it's not just like making the values higher. It is also sort of blending everything into a specific same color. It's like that sort of atmospheric perspective kind of fade out that I like, that I consider as moody perhaps. What does that mean here? They are kind of fading to the same thing though. But maybe it's still because it's pretty blue. Maybe if this was like more gray instead, it would have been a little bit stronger. at delivering that idea, perhaps. Yeah, actually, maybe. 1 point of saturation. No? Yes? Maybe? But it takes away the blue entirely, right? And it becomes really bland in the corner. It's become way too bright. Wow, okay, this looks really weird now because like I'm seeing all the really dark shapes here. And they really stand out like this. They stand out so much. Like that has to that cannot be right. That doesn't look right. But I'm not bothering with this. Oh, someone once shared the process. Yeah, I see that you guys are sharing a lot of good stuff. I like that. There is a bit of a gray area with like maybe piracy and stuff like that. I have no comments. As long as you guys keep it in the channel, I don't think there's any big problem. The other one worked well because it has detail pushing back as well. Yes, I do agree. I do agree, like, because they precisely have something to work with. Why would I put something here, though? What would I do here, actually? What can I do here, though? I think the only thing I can think of is, like, the railing, right? That was the original pump. What could I be doing that adds something new? Maybe, like, how about, like, lights, right? How about lights? Because we don't have a single light on this entire thing. Maybe they're, like, those, like, tiny-ass lights that with, like, the grates pointing at the ground. Maybe there's something like that. You know, could be a good way of showing sort of environment design, like, you know, like the Rhine Labs aesthetic, right? Maybe it's made of glass or something for whatever freaking reason. They put glass at a they will put glass at a height where people can kick and bump into and just break it. I don't know. Rhine Labs. And then roll credits, roll Rhine Labs trailer. I mean, there's sunlight, but only during the day, right? Like, at least, like, you see the reference, at least there's, like, a lamp here. A singular lamp, and this entire... Wow, okay, it's actually the entire thing. It's not even, there's not even another one down there. What about the other photo? Yeah, there's none on this side either, it's just one lamp. Not for now, by the way, Dubé. Not for this scene, but just, like, for at night, you know? To really flesh out the environment, to flesh out the space. It's like, at night, oh yeah, it's gonna get dark. Probably have some lights for the ground. So people don't trip over nothing, I guess. Good stuff. What am I doing again, by the way? What am I doing? Is that bro? What? Today is just one of those days where I don't have anything ongoing and I don't have any good idea for a new start, where I'm just kind of in a limbo. And so today is more like a streamer stream where I'm just actually talking. Oh, the other thing was really cool. I also saw this a couple of times. Like the rendering on the chair. Pretty nice. Reminds me of those really dusty and dirty ones that I have seen as a kid. Where you slam your hand in it and then there's like a handprint and then your hand's like all dirty. Very nasty, of course. But oh. Oh wow, like I did like one piece like this, right? And now every time I see something like this, the question has changed, right? Because before I was always looking at the rendering when Duvet you suggest the dailies. Now I'm looking at the colors and looking at the light and I'm trying to figure out the composition. Like, why is there color here? And like, oh, okay. I don't know, the sun is like horizontally 90 degrees on the horizontal or something, isn't what? But I guess it works, but why is there light in the back? I don't know, but it looks fine, I suppose. If you don't think too hard. Mm-hmm. Colors first or pose first? I don't want to work, I suppose. Oh, what's a good pose here? Oh yeah, like sitting by the corner with like pillows and like blankets and like a big orca here with Faye looking out the window would be nice. And of course she'd be naked for no reason. Actually there's a good reason why, but could be an idea. What is Star's username? Wait, what's wrong with female? What? Star is currently in the voice chat uni. You can see them at the very bottom of it if you wanna just VC them, VC message them right now. They're right there, very bottom. Like literally Star. Yeah, I was kind of confused what to call him the first time I saw that name. And then everyone refers to him as Star, and it's like, okay. Yeah, you would never find them. Well, actually, what is their username? Does it even have the word Star in it? I can't see because of streamer mode. Bro. No. It doesn't even have Star in it. You need to just be confused. It's like everyone's talking about this person named Star. I can't find them. What? Good stuff. Anyways, decent attempt, I would say, at this, or just leave it as is. I'm gonna hijack this canvas, of course, for sketches. To do the sketchings. Oh my god, my eyes are screwed up. I'm seeing this as blue right now. This is black. Thank you very much. Recalibrate the... Did I move it into my... No, not yet, right? I'm getting a new thing. I suppose I could have done Korean, but I don't feel like doing it. I kind of want to do something more art. I'm trying to enjoy drawing, at least drawing Faye, I think. A little bit more lighthearted. And she, I mean, was creative for some NSFW stuff. And I think that kind of helps as well. To get more practice in. Something different that isn't necessarily focused on being technically correct. That isn't focused on pushing the boundaries every single time. A little bit more lighthearted. And then when I bring in my next character, we can do more clothed activities, like different fashion and stuff. I'm currently running into some issues with her concept, I think, as a whole. That is what I want her to be, and then there is what she is at this point in time. And there's a bit of a disconnect. I think, yeah, it's more of a non-reconcilable difference. And as a result, then there needs to be a decision. A very specific choice. A deliberate choice made. I mean, if I put it that way, there's only one option, actually. But that anyways. Oh, actually, this is an interesting... Try some ideas. Which way is the target here? Either way works, right? I want to try one of those where like the canvas is kind of like not even in the center. But like only one of her eye will be shown. Actually, yeah. One thing that's kind of a pain in the ass is like one of her eyes is always eternally blocked by the hair. Every time I have to figure out a new creative way to somehow make it so that it's not just blocked, because then I can't see anything. In this case, there will be nothing left to see. What is this? What is happening here? Let's see. Yeah, I guarantee this is too high. Wait. Yeah, it's probably still too high even for that. And then rejoin the back somehow. Lower half is a bit of a problem because it's not really shown. So no. It would have to come forwards, right? This arm wouldn't have been able to reach. Target remains unchanged. Ooh, I don't know if this makes sense proportion-wise. Perspective-wise, rather. It's okay. Too early. Make the face smaller, that's also an option. Let's just calibrate this first. Let's poop first. Here, right? Target is the line change. Yep, can't feel it actually. Still disconnected. Step in now. I don't have an alignment there. Done. Ooh. shit. What's the order of operations here? Air target would probably be easier, I think. Just go with that. I need 1 second here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I need my own NSFW to reference here for the face. This is a very foreign proportion. I'm trying to get it to be more consistent. Just gotta make sure I bring it up and the window doesn't appear on the wrong screen here. What is the defining factor? I don't know. Alright then. The low poop? No, it's but it is lower than this, I'm pretty sure. We need to be more aggressive. Right, but this angle was different, right? Yeah. Well, if we do front sequence, let's do front. A little lower than the first one. Oh, I see. Maybe it's that. Apparently, lower is enough. Lower in this context is what? What are the lower lows? What do I not like about it? It does feel like it's really wide. The difference would make if I shifted down. That's same as. Oh, oops. I tapped my connector on the tablet, so now I have to wait 5 years for it to reconnect. Okay, here we go. Oh, the story? There's no story for this one. This is just I've been wanting to draw more of her. Yeah, it's not gonna be that strict, this one. This one is more of just a... Actually, what is this? I'm not really sure. Makeup one? I just woke up. Just woke up and... I'm just gonna close the NSFW. I'm just gonna bring the face in here and that'll be it. Just woke up and something, I don't know. A face shape is hard because different proportion plus this angle. My god. Do I need to craft this properly? So what? What am I saying here, right? Because I'm saying... Maybe a little bit over. We're not at the stage where we see the bottom, I think. Not based off of the photo here. We just don't see it. We just do not see it. This is the one of the cases where you cannot use the contractor form. It doesn't make sense. Just barely do not see it. I mean, even then, right? Well, what's the difference with me doing it this way? So nose would have been here. I don't know. I don't use this kind of guidelines like normally, so it really doesn't really help. I have to use this guideline with like a normal, with one of the ones I usually draw first, just to understand the guidelines before I can port it over for this. I imagine. I don't know what the issue is. It could just be already fine, but I'm not used to the proportion or something. I can't really read the problems that well. 片目だけちょっと折りかな?何が変わるの? 何が違うの? What if it's the same face, right? How would the same expression there look over here? If I can get the same exact kind of vibe, I feel, make sure the proportions are the same, then I try to adjust just the eye closing and opening. Maybe maybe it would be a little bit easier to get it to be the same. of center. But push center? Center push means I do need to force it a little bit more. Oh, what just happened? What the? Where did my thing go? It's disappeared. I think we were talking to VC about my face stylization. Ibukize did point out that I like to push the nose to the side a lot more. A big part of that is not necessarily that I mean, I do like it, that's why I do it, right? So by definition, that is by my own definition, that is basically my style, I would suppose. But a big part of that came from like drawing furry characters in the past, because your furry characters don't have noses, right? They have like muzzles, I think it's called. Not 100% sure what the name is meant to be. Oh, I just saw your message by the woken by alarm thing. It just loaded for me. So instead of having the nose here, you will move the nose a lot further front because you're, well, you're a furry now, right? So this is where it kind of came from. I just got really used to seeing this. And then I think pushing further back to human, I think there was a part of Spirit of Time that I really liked faces like to the side. I mean, I still kind of do this right now. I would put the nose kind of high, but I would put the mouth kind of low, if I remember correctly. There's like a lot of gap here. Yes, you're a furry now. You're a furry, Harry. Wait, what? You're a hairy wizard. What? I'm trying to remember because I thought wait. Did I? No, I didn't do it for this one, which is why it kind of felt weird because the key didn't clear. Did I do it for something else? Is it this one? Not really. Huh. I thought I did it more often than I did. Oh, it might have been all the other sketches of Rhea we did on stream all those years ago. Something about this face really stretched. Probably the eyes is too a little bit too high. Just go with this first. I like mouths like this, but they don't make a lot of sense. Sometimes I find it really hard to draw them. Just because I don't know what's happening. It doesn't make any sense in my head. Too much making sense, not enough having fun. Life is pain. So you can see I'm clearly not getting distracted. Actually, Faye is kind of definitely more furry coded than I expected. I mean, it's actually also pretty natural, but she was created originally not as a human character. That might be why like I always push the mouth to the side. Part of my brain justifies it as she's always just kind of being very grumpy and pushing her mouth around to show her disdain for people around her. But like, yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's I can't see the push out to the front, to the side. Doesn't really help me now, does it? What am I doing here? This flying is a bit closer. The report it says it's a bit closer. I want this a bit higher. It breaks the vibe check though. What does that mean though? What if I push this to the side? Oh my god, this is so screwed. I'm so screwed. The alignment report's okay if I push it to the side. I wonder how it feels like to look at this from your guys' perspective, because you guys who have different experiences, you guys who have practiced differently, right? Have different ideas of how things should or should not look like. And I think, because this is by all means meant to be a pretty sort of front view kind of vibe, no? Should the things not be in the center? Like, I even have the guides here, right? Should it not be here and here? But I cannot accept this this solution here. It feels, I mean, it's not, I don't feel it's like technically wrong or like that is weird in that sense. Like the nose and stuff is misaligned. It just does not feel like the character is what it feels like. But this feels so to the side, does it not? Lamau. Probably also more space at the bottom. Here. So this is the base, right? Like, I need to make her steepier. Yeah, okay, this is not gonna work for me. 8にしましょう。8はでかいですね。I lost the other one. Dang it, bro. This is so reminiscent of the live 2D stuff that I tried doing. Yeah, opening and closing eyes all the time and rigging it up. That was like the easiest part. Like the face and everything was like the... Wow, it's still pretty challenging, but it was the easiest part. It's the body that I never really figured out properly. What is supposed to be attached to what. I mean, okay, Alright, that sounds so stupid, like the way I put it. Like, obviously the arms connect to the body, right? But like, you know, like how to set up the layers and the structure so that when one moves, the other one moves accordingly, but then you're moving... but then like how does the forms deform, right? Because like, if one side moves, the other side moves, and then things get misaligned. It's like a fucking mess. It is truly PTSD. Holy shit, I struggle with that so many days, and it was pretty miserable, I gotta say. It's even more miserable to not have anything to show for, so. But at least like some things I got out of it, like that's like permanently drilled into my mind as a result. Like if you're opening and closing eyes, right? The top eyelid moves a significant amount. The bottom only moves like maybe like 5 to 10% of the total distance that would be. So when you close the eyes, it will be a lot lower. I you know, like if you learn art with like more structure with like a teacher, maybe they would have just taught you this. I did not know this until I did that. Every time I draw like closing eyes or like faces with one eye closed and stuff like that, it was entirely reliant on vibes. It's just what looked right and what looked wrong. But I never made the conclusion that, hey, it's just that you have to lower the closed eyes part a bit lower than, quite a bit lower than where it would have been, right? And then your eyebrows kind of follow a little bit as well. Maybe this like this kind of this stupid ass expression that really defines her for me. Because if I put this in, it just kind of looks right. Oh man. Eh. Her mouth, I just don't feel like it's right for her mouth to be in the middle. She's always just kind of like, Wow, I can't wait to go to work tomorrow. Wow. Holy shit. That probably came out of nowhere for you guys, but it's pretty late. I do kind of have to go. Don't want to redraw the face contour because the pain in the ass to get it right. I'm gonna copy and paste it. So does this still look like her now? I mean, like some of the things just doesn't feel right after the expression is changed. It's just always like this, I feel like. The previous one wasn't necessarily that great either. Maybe I do need the hair. Let me bring the hair in too. So we're using like 5% of, wow, okay, 1% of the entire canvas here. Canvas is 4K though, I suppose. Wait, is this proper? I don't know. Let's not make it too complicated just yet. But most of the alignment is gonna fail though. It's not the usual pose. It's not the usual shapes. It's not the usual ideas. So why am I expecting it to be the usual code though? It would not be the same. Oh, you know what? I should have just moved it over here. Wait, hang on a second. 다음에 까나 시랑 와. It's basically the same. What? You didn't miss anything, do we? I don't know. I don't even know where you were gone. So, I can't answer that question for you. Yeah, no idea. Should I expect the alignment here? No. I mean, the original is clearly kind of broken, huh? Oh? Not necessarily? Anyway, I should probably hop off. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, my keyboard is stuck. Yeah, my keys keep getting stuck too. Everything that I have is all kind of failing, including keyboard. And yeah, the keys kind of get stuck. It's very great when I play games. When your WASD, one of the keys gets stuck and you're playing games, and you just kind of keep walking forwards into enemies. That's great. I need like a whole entirely new setup, right? My mouse has broken down a long time ago, right? So I've already been using like a backup mouse for like the entire year, basically. No, not this year, last year. And then my keyboard is broken. My GPU is dying. Presumably it's the... Actually, presumably my motherboard is failing. Monitor is from 2008. Tablet is from 2015. What else? I mean, it's kind of about it, I suppose. There's not much, there's nothing else. I don't even have speakers, so... nothing to break there, I suppose. I don't like to buy things unless they're broken, unless they're like truly unrecoverably broken, because I don't like to throw things out. This is part of my own personal problem, because I think I like to think of items as having feelings, because I had no friends. I mean, I have friends. It just feels so sad, doesn't it? Like to throw something that still works out. But yeah, I mean, it's also kind of sad that you know, I use everything up till they cannot function anymore. So that's also kind of scary, but that's half of it. The other half is just like doing anything is tiring, isn't it? Like if I want to buy a new computer, I have to shift all my data over, reinstall everything. New keyboard, I have to throw the old one. I have to go out and buy a new one. So there's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Yes, mottai. I mean, part of it is mottai. Part of it is like I feel really sad thinking about it. It is honestly a good chance. It's like for example, my tablet. My tablet is a good example, right? Even if it stops working, and even if it's in pieces, I would probably not throw it away. Right, maybe tablet is a bit easier to understand, right, for us artists, because this tablet basically got me from nothing to here. But like I would feel the same kind of emotions for other things. It's just that I have the sort of, you know, I'm not completely out of it. I'm not completely insane as well. So, you know, I would realize that this behavior is probably not healthy and not normal, and I would just stop it. I just kind of kill off that emotion and just throw it away. Whatever. Feels kind of bad, I guess, but must be done. I just nuke it. Which I must say is not my fault. Just to be clear. They kind of just gathered. I mean, did I draw anything too goonery on stream? I mean, I did some anatomy stuff. But I mean, honestly, like if they're gooning to that, like then they were like, you know, they were destined to be gooners in the first place. I don't think I helped at all. There was literally nothing. It's just like a torso. There's like nothing. There's no parts. There was no concept of anything that's explicit. Like sexually explicit. So if you can goon to that, I mean, like you are already on the path. So I must say, I take no zero responsibility for what has happened. It once again proves the point that, you know, artists are basically all perverts that wants to see some loot stuff that nobody's willing to draw for them, or they really have to draw it for themselves or something. You know? Once again, it's really sort of more empirical evidence, and I can't speak. More evidence that is the case here. Actually, this expression isn't very good. It looks like she's also not... This is not very safe for work. It's probably the blush, actually. Let me get rid of the blush. It's not meant to be not safe for work, this piece. So I'm gonna delete this. I should probably close one eye though, to be honest. This eye is still too open in any case. Anyways, tomorrow you guys probably won't see the continuation of this unless like I'm like super, I don't want to do anything else. Then maybe we would do this, but More likely than not, I'll just slowly work on this in the back or something. Yeah, this expression feels very explicit for some reason. It's not the intention. Oh, hello there, BP Junior too. I think it's better to draw with guidelines, 100%. Right? It's always easier to go from having something into something more than from nothing into something. Especially, right? Imagine you have nothing here, and you want to draw the something here, like let's say this face here, right? It's definitely easier to go from something to a guideline to this, right? Surely you can appreciate this part. So this versus this, because you can put stuff in, you know where things kind of are, you think if things are in the right position or not, blah blah blah, right? But that being said, it's not like this is it. The moment you draw a circle, the face is done, right? It's not like you draw a circle, you draw a cross, you can immediately get here. In case in point, I took half an hour to do this because I still don't know what I'm doing. It's better to do it with guidelines because if you do it repeatedly with the guidelines, every time you practice, you do it with guidelines, it just helps you learn it faster. Even better if your guideline has structure. Like if your guidelines is based in like 3D shapes and whatnot. Very strong. Indeed, very strong indeed. But yeah, unless you have a follow-up question, I think I'll probably just hop off here. My vision is, what is my vision? I just want to put a wake up scene of Faye. Wasn't intending for it to be wake up actually, it just kind of happened. But like, it kind of has like a hand on her forehead, and then this would be her knee, by the way. So the knee, there's a bit of foreshortening going on here. Like the perspective is gonna push the knee out here. I don't know where the other leg's gonna go. I just kind of wanted this. I don't know if it really helps actually with the whole idea, but and we have one arm here or something, and then there'll be like a stuffed animal here or something. I don't know. Oh, George. Can I help you, George? Why are you so excited, George? If you're talking about the reference, don't worry about it. It only has the head. It doesn't have the rest of it. Stay forward, obviously. I just want to draw her in her proper proportions a bit more. Because, I mean, I like the other proportion quite a bit, actually. That's why she is even in there in the first place. But I also want to explore the new one. Where she's actually 1.7 meters tall with proper ratios. If I want to draw faster or better, you always want to try and just draw better, I think, because faster will come after you get better. There's no point doing better but bad stuff, right? You want to do good stuff. If you don't, how do I say this? Let's say you're drawing something, right? And there you face a bunch of problems. If you don't solve the problems in hopes of being fast, you will never find the answer to those problems. Not that fast anyway. Maybe by chance you saw a great reference and you're like, oh, that's how I should have done it before. But you really kind of have to work at it and then fail a bunch so that it sticks and stuff. So I do definitely think better is always better, because the fast has to come from being better, not from just being fast, if that makes sense. It is very hard though, I would say. I think it's very hard to go slow, I think. I'm very bad at going slow. My whole MO of doing anything at all in life is just go fast, go hard, and then get it done quick and get it out of the way quick. That is my philosophy to everything. Math homework, we used to just not do it at home, right? We get math homework today. We'll not do it at home. We'll wait until math class the next day and then do that math homework within that hour without getting caught by the teacher. That was what we would do. When we eat, we will run to the cafeteria, we'll get the food, and we'll see who can finish eating the fastest. Everything is about doing it the fastest and getting it done. And then it comes with its own problem. It's kind of fun, right? But it's has other problems. But art, it really doesn't work, I think. Going fast really doesn't make sense. What is this? Oh. That looked really odd from afar. Like, this part looks really odd from afar. Because it looks like it's connected. Anyways, if there's nothing else, I will see you guys tomorrow for probably not this. I want to go back to doing like I mean, it could be this, to be fair, because I want to do something simpler this time. I'm getting a little bit too out of control because I want to do something simple. We still end up with something like this, which is fine, I suppose, but I want to be a little bit more in control, rather. So we'll find out what we're gonna do tomorrow. Something with a bit of a simpler environment, simpler colors, I think. Might be monochromatic, maybe. But anyways, thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye.